Good evening, and welcome to another late night edition of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. And now here's your bright-eyed and bushy-tailed Voice of Doom. Okay, thank you, Mr. Announcer. Like your chipper attitude at 2:18 in the morning. Got a nap in, kind of between 8 and 11:30. Weird sleeping habits lately. Woke up and decided to do a diatribe. And this one's going to be kind of deep. It's kind of delving into the nature of humankind itself and how that's kind of the crux of all our problems that we have going on right now. But I'll preface it by saying that it's probably 45 years ago, a little more, I don't know. I'm outside during recess, so-called recess, junior in high school. Used to just hang outside at the railing and just kind of talk or whatever, just hang out for like 15 minutes. And I remember distinctly looking around and saying, when this group starts running the country, we are going to be in big trouble. Big trouble. Because I was just looking at just stupidity, just in a general sense. And the school I went to had a lot of, local Asian Americans who seemed like they had brains, but nobody seemed to be using them at that time. Maybe they went on. I know a few people were very successful. See, famous people, but by and large, I was looking around going, nah, when we're running the place, things are going to be really bad. And I think I can safely say, yeah, I was right. I blame it all on Henry Winkler. I know that's an odd reference, but he kind of made stupidity cool with his Fonzie. And people were kind of into Fonzie in 1975, believe it or not. That was our idea of, a social icon. Just to show you how we were, nothing like now. Just this guy with a leather jacket that goes, hey, and he's really cool and he plays dumb all the time. But the thing about Fonzie is he ended up redeeming himself by becoming a teacher. So he still played dumb, but he got smarter and smarter through the show, and it's, gotta watch it. But I blame him. Now let's get on to the good, the bad, and the stupid. My kid and I like to talk about current events and talk about the state of the world and how we can solve it, and it always boils down to the nature of humankind. Are they mostly good or mostly bad? And by good and bad, we could say, the purity of one side being righteously godlike, faultless and sinless good. And then on the other side, you could have evil that's rampant evil right in your face. I know I'm evil and I'm going to do it anyway. Satanic, dark, malevolence. Each extreme. Now, most people on this planet didn't reach either extreme, but some came close. And the problem now is, are there more good people than bad? And I know there are. There has to be, otherwise we would have been destroyed long ago. But the problem is I was thinking about it, and the fact is like for every 100 people that do a good deed, one evil person, let's say evil, can do a lot of damage. So evil is more powerful, obviously. You can say, oh, the power of good, but no. I mean, it takes a lot of people working together or working very hard to offset one evil person who drives a plane or shoots up a place, causes a movement that destroys the planet, the whole world, basically. One person It's amazing what one person can do. But on the other hand, one good person has to be really, really, really good to even come close to offsetting what a bad person can do. And I think it takes 100 good people to make up for one bad, no, evil, someone that's deliberately trying to cause damage and cause mayhem. Because you do good deeds and you help the old lady and you get the groceries and you change the diapers and you do a little bit of volunteer work, and that's great. If everybody did that on the planet, then we wouldn't need most of the bombs we have. But then there's your few people that are going to cause mayhem. And not only is evil more powerful, but it's more resilient than good, because you notice that the evil, well, I'll call them evil people, especially in politics, seem to not ever go away. They live forever. And not that I'm wishing them any ill will, but it's just funny how, really evil people end up living a long time. Idi Amin, Pol Pot, just total people that shouldn't be allowed to be on the planet, and they live to be, in their 80s. Ho Chi Minh, it wasn't that bad. Mao Zedong, go on and on. They just live forever. I don't even know if Noriega is still alive. But it's just, evil is resilient. So good or evil, good or bad, and the stupid. Somebody falls into one of those categories. That pretty much covers the world. But, you need a lot more good people doing good things, actively volition good, to make up for the bad. Now let's talk about the good and bad on a big, huge scale, and why we've had to spend hundreds of billions, and now I bet you it's into the trillions of dollars, in military armament and defense. I mean, who have we always been defending ourselves against? One other enemy. We always had one other enemy, USSR. USSR. Space race, arms race, everything race until one's bankrupt. And they still got the weapons, but they're bankrupt. So some monopoly game of some sort. And now we have, I guess, another implacable enemy that we have to guard against, because otherwise, what are we guarding against? What do we have all the weapons for? If it's not for one major enemy, what is it, Pakistan? Venezuela? I mean, trillions of dollars in military spending over the last, 50 years. And for what? For bombs that we really can't use, MAD. So you build them so you can't use them. And that assures our safety. That's kind of bad to me. I think that's going to be a point of contention with the universe, because they're going to be like, these guys have some karmic retribution coming just for being stupid. I mean, really stupid. Could have used that money for many different things. So what's the answer? Okay, let's get together. They always get together at a table, or they have a summit, which doesn't obviously accomplish anything because there's no improvement. It only gets worse. But let's just say we have a summit. It's like, come on, why do we have to spend so much of our money on weaponry? We don't want to kill each other, so why waste our money? Something might happen. We need it for our local, regional tensions. We got to get past this, and I don't think we're going to get past it, because we're being run by demented, brain-dead morons, which is not a good way to run a so-called government. I think people should have a little bit of reason, possibly even some experience in what they're doing. And what's bad? Is it bad or evil when some good person who wants social work for everyone comes out and flagrantly says, and it's like, I need $100,000 a year in protection, and if it takes more than that, it takes more than that, because I'm an important person and I've been threatened before and I need protection. And because you guys $10,000 a month for it, then so be it, because I'm important and you need me to solve all your problems. And we would solve a lot of your problems if you got rid of the police department in your area and got more social workers. And so I heard that, and it's like, yeah, it's going to be commented on, but I mean, the underlying repercussions of even saying that out loud shows that they got no finesse. They were from my generation and younger, and they got no finesse. They got no glib way of saying things so that you don't sound like a total elitist, just the kind of people that end up getting it badly in the end. And then they wonder why. They're like dogs, like, why are you hitting me? Bad. Just like, and that's par for the course now. I mean, remember being disingenuous? That's what the old guy said. You're a liar. Now you're a liar. Oh, that's great, but pretty soon it'll be like, you're full of, on network TV, in the future, if there is one. Getting a lot off my chest here. Good, bad, and the stupid. I mean, we've all been stupid. And whether or not each person is good or bad, I mean, no one can say they haven't been bad, and sometimes deliberately bad, but let's look at it real carefully. Look at your own life. It's like, have I ever really deliberately tried to do harm to somebody else? I mean, that's bad. But I've done little things, I've done things against the law, perhaps, but, you look at your own life and say, yeah, I've tried to do good. I've helped. I've never done any harm in particular. And then there's those people that must go out and mug somebody at, gunpoint and put a gun to their neck. And it's like, well, God, I have the overwhelming urge to go and put a gun to someone's neck, so I think I'll go down to the counseling center. And you walk down to the counseling center with your gun, and they're like, okay, do you have an appointment? It's like, no, well, you're like third, just have a seat. And then it's like you sit there fidgeting, like, I really want to go and rob somebody. And it's like, yes, I'm ready for you. Well, I really want to rob somebody. Well, I mean, where's this feeling come from? Well, I have no money, and I need some because I'm a junkie, and if I don't get money soon, I'm going to go nuts, and I might even rob you. Well, let's sit down and talk about it. We're going to have a group session in about 15 minutes. Come on. You just look at it realistically, put it in kind of a satirical way, and it seems, yeah, elitist, self-serving, arrogant, hubris beyond anything capable by your seasoned old salts at it. I mean, even Pelosi, and she's pretty bad. So yeah, pretty disgusted with that, and I kind of covered what I wanted to. Did I cover the good? Yeah, you got to have a lot of good people to make up for the bad. Did I cover the bad? I think I covered the bad. Did I cover the stupid? Yes. I'll go more into that. That's a bottomless pit of a subject. You could talk about the nature of humans forever, and there's a lot of weeds. Your actions. You can think things, or you can think good, but do you do good? There's a lot of things to think about. And I'll just leave it there. A little over 14 minutes. I think I got a lot in there. I'm pretty happy. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks.